Broussard, let's start with you. What are you expecting from Game 7 tonight?
Well, first of all, let me say this. Despite the proclamations of Nick Wright, the Clippers have never been my beloved Clippers, okay? They're only beloved to the few dozen Angelinos. No. You talk about it, Nick, like I grew up some Clippers fan. There's a few dozen Angelinos.
You've seemed like it all year.
Beloved Clippers. No, I have been on the Clippers since Christmas, but I am now off of them. All right? I am off of the Clippers.
Whoa.
They have upset me so much. Now, I do have them winning tonight. I do have the Clippers winning tonight.
We're back.
But they will not cheat the process and win a championship. They will win tonight, but I'm off the Clippers.
Hold on.
What happened?
Wait, no.
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
No.
I have led astray. Led astray. We know. No. Hold on.
Can't do that, Jenna.
I gotta jump in. You know how, like in
show.
politics, someone goes to the Oval Office and submits their resignation, and then the president says, "I decline to accept." Broussard, I reject your resignation of the Clippers. They have had no injuries. There has been nothing, no systemic changes. There has been no facts on the ground that have changed. This is who they've been all year, who you've been writing all year, and you can't now, at the last second, be like, oh, I'm going with LeBron. Of course you should have been going with LeBron. Of course you should have known that the Clippers, not giving a damn about the regular season, was going to catch up with them. And of course you should have known that Doc Rivers, by the way, Doc, it's very curious. It's like rah-rah speeches are overrated. The part of that he didn't say, but maybe he should have is, and as it happens, the only time my teams haven't wildly underachieved was when I had Kevin Garnett, one of the greatest rah-rah guys ever. Maybe I should have learned from him. Maybe then I wouldn't have underachieved with T-Mac and CP3 and about to with Kawhi and Paul George. Neither here nor there. Broussard, this is who they've always... Right, like he says rah-rah speech is overrated.
Why?
Pat, look, one of the greatest coaches of all time is known for rah-rah speeches, Pat Riley. Pat Riley had a rah-rah trunk of photos when he led the Heat to the championship in 2006. And you're right, Nick. This would be Doc Rivers' second time losing a 3-1 lead in the playoffs. Go back to 2015 against Houston. So,
no, it would be his third.
If they lose,
Broussard, it would be his third
time.
He blew one with T-Mac. Okay. He blew one with T-Mac.
That's right, against Detroit.
Prime T-Mac in Orlando. There's only been 6 of these in the last 20 years. 2 of them already have been Doc. It could be a third.
Is take integrity. I would never change within a series. But before they play the Lakers, I got to pick who I think's going to win. I'm supposed to analyze what I see and pick who I think's going to win. Now, I'm not saying it's out of the possibility. I think they'll win tonight. I'm not going back on my Clippers pick in this series. I believe they will win tonight. I thought it would be 6. It'll be 7. But I don't believe they will beat the Lakers going forward. That's all I'm saying.
Broussard, there's 3 Clippers who haven't shown up. Montrez hasn't shown up. He went from 19 to 10. Can't guard Joker. Lou Williams can't shoot the 3 anymore. He hasn't shown up. And you, longtime Clipper fan, ever since you were a child, rooting for the San Diego Clippers and Bill Walton. You were the 3rd Clipper who hasn't shown up. I need you to go back to your boyhood when you had a picture of Bill Fitch on your wall and you were listening to the teletype from San Diego. You need to summon all the energy of Chris Kaman and Quentin Richardson and Darius Smiles, just like you have for your entire career, and balancing a journalistic career with being a bleeding heart Clipper fan. Stay with it, buddy. I know it's been tough to see this downfall. You got to stay with it. I also do not accept your resignation. You got to stay with it, Broussard.
There's something more important than take integrity, and that's integrity.
Wow.
I can't sit on here and say I think the Clippers are going to go to the championship
that's a good
when
point.
I don't.
Come on. Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
But Chris, why? But Chris, like how are we in this situation?
You know, that let's move the conversation forward to that.
Okay.
Like, what is going on with the Clippers? Because when you look at it, Paul George and Kawhi, they're not playing bad. So what really is the problem?
They don't have the chemistry. I thought they could cheat the process. They can't. They play 18 games together with their best squad. All right, they took. Nick said it. They took the regular season lightly. They thought they could turn it on and off. Marcus Morris said it. They can't. It's as simple. Now again, I think they win tonight. They just can't win it all. I don't think.
How much of this is?
I think there's. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, I was just going to ask, how much of this is the Denver Nuggets? You know, we're talking about the Clippers and it's the headlines, and we tend to do this on television talking sports, but it's always like, oh, the better team, they're losing, so let's talk about them. But when I look at it, man,
Nuggets got heart. And we talked about Doc. This is the second straight series being out coached.
Yeah.
We got to look at Doc Rivers. Get him motivated. Get him to execute. He's doing none of it. They're isoing too much. He's saying they're not moving the ball, but it keeps happening.
Yeah.
And the defensive schemes aren't working. Now, again, I believe they'll win tonight. But going forward, I don't think they can cheat the process. I think next year they'll come back and be better. I think if they lose in these playoffs, it'll be good for them.
Next year.
But assuming they're together, they'll be better next year. But you can't cheat the process. It's rare for a team to come together right away and win a championship. We saw it in 08 with Doc Celtics, but look at Miami, the big three in 2011. Look at the Barkley, Olajuwon, Drexler Rockets, never won it. It is rare for this to happen. I thought it could happen this year, but I'm off of it.
Okay, two quick things. One is the only reason that I am not apoplectic about Broussard changing his pick is because the line he had about what's more important than take integrity is actual integrity. That wouldn't resonate with me with anyone on television except for avowed man of God and leader of men, Chris Broussard. I almost feel like he is like, gosh darn it, he played the trump card. He's played his big joker. He's like, man, I do leadership seminars. You can't ask me to do a pick I don't believe in. But it is a little simpler, Brandon, than everything we're talking about as far as why the Nuggets are in the position they're in. What did I say last week about Lakers-Rockets? NBA history, 85% of series have gone to the team with the best player. And it is a fair question to ask in this series, who has been the best player? Because I believe it's been Nikola Jokic. And like you can say Kawhi's better overall but I need to see the evidence of it. And you can say, oh, you're not accounting the defensive end. Well, Kawhi's individual defense has not done a damn thing for the Clippers as they've blown 15-plus point leads in the last two games. Jokic has been the best guy in this series, and that, as big of anything, is one of the biggest reasons why the Nuggets are in this position.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.